Imagine you wake up tomorrow, right? And it's like a totally fresh canvas.
A clean slate.
Exactly. And every little choice you make all day, those are the brushstrokes. So the question is, what kind of picture are you actually painting?
It's funny, we often think success comes from these like huge breakthroughs.
Yeah, some big event.
But really, when you dig into it, it's those tiny everyday choices, the small disciplines or the small errors stacking up over time. That's what leads to success or failure.
Right, it's not about some magic bullet. We're doing a deep dive today into that very idea, the power of these small daily disciplines.
Uh-huh.
And our source is a really insightful YouTube video by Jim Rohn. He basically argues success isn't this destination you arrive at.
No, it's more like a consequence.
Yes, a natural consequence of doing these few basic disciplines consistently. And failure, just the result of, well, repeated bad judgment calls. Little ones.
Which really shows that compounding effect, doesn't it? It's
Right.
not just for money. Small positive habits in like any area, they grow into something big. And the opposite is true too, unfortunately.
So what we want to do here, our mission for this deep dive, is to unpack 10 key areas Jim Rohn talks about for daily improvement
Okay.
and pull out some, practical things you can actually use right now
Yeah.
for your own growth.
Sounds good. Where do we start?
Okay, let's unpack this. Starting with the absolute foundation, attitude.
Attitude. Yeah, that's so fundamental because it really does color how you see everything else. It's your filter on the world.
He uses this great metaphor, calls it a magnet.
Mm-hmm.
A positive attitude, it pulls in opportunities, good stuff. A negative one, it kind of pushes them away.
Yeah, you can see that. Think about someone who's always negative.
Right. Does good fortune just keep landing on their doorstep? Probably not.
It makes you think about self-fulfilling prophecies too.
Yeah.
If you expect bad things, maybe you like subconsciously act in ways that make them happen.
Could be. And the flip side, too, genuine optimism might actually spur you on to take more positive action.
Right. And the aim isn't to be like blindly positive and ignore problems.
No, definitely not.
It's more about those small daily shifts, consciously trying to see the good, maybe being a bit more patient, focusing on solutions, not just the problem itself.
Exactly. It's like building a foundation, brick by tiny brick, slow and steady.
Yeah, like tending a garden.
Yeah.
Small inputs daily lead to big growth. And the cool thing is, a better attitude ripples out, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, it helps your relationships, makes you better at work, and even, improve your health by cutting down stress. It affects everything.
That makes sense. Okay, so after attitude, communication skills.
Crucial. Communication is central to pretty much everything, right? Relationships, work, influencing people.
But it's way more than just talking, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
A huge part, and Ron really hits this hard, is listening. Like really listening. Not just waiting for your turn to talk, but actually trying to understand where the other person is coming from. Empathy,
That two-way street. Being clear yourself, but also making the effort to truly get what the other person means.
Yeah. We've all been there, right?
Yeah.
Those silly arguments that start just because of a misunderstanding.
Totally. Someone takes something the wrong way.
Exactly. And that's where empathy comes in. If you try to see their point of view, you avoid so much conflict, builds trust.
So for daily practice, maybe just consciously trying to listen more actively in conversations.
Yeah, or even like summarizing back what you think they said, just to check.
Good idea. Or practicing how to say what you feel clearly, but, without being aggressive, finding the right words.
And think about the bigger impact. Good communication skills. That means more influence, better leadership. You can actually inspire people.
Avoid so much unnecessary friction, too.
Definitely. Okay, what's next?
Number 3, self-discipline. The tough one.
Yeah. This is often where people stumble, I think.
But Ron's take is interesting. He calls it the bridge.
The bridge.
Yeah, the bridge between your goals and actually, achieving them. It's that grit to keep going when you're not motivated. Doing the hard stuff anyway.
Right. Doing what needs doing, even when you don't feel like it.
He's pretty blunt. Says success is basically impossible without it. Talent, great ideas. They don't mean much if you don't have the discipline to follow through.
It brings up that whole willpower versus habits thing. Willpower helps, sure.
Yeah.
But he uses that analogy, right? Discipline is like a muscle.
Get stronger with use.
Exactly. But he also talks about building supportive habits so things become more automatic, less reliant on just forcing yourself all the time.
Like those small daily wins, right? Getting up on time, doing that workout, staying focused.
Yeah, individually they seem tiny,
Uh-huh.
but they add up. He tells that story, doesn't he? About the talented guy who couldn't finish anything?
Until he learned discipline on small things first.
Right. Then he took off. It's foundational, really. For any big goal, you need that resilience to push through the rough patches.
Makes you think. Where could you apply just a bit more discipline today?
Good question. Okay, moving to number 4. Mindset.
This feels linked to attitude, but maybe more internal, like our core beliefs.
Exactly. What Ron really zeroes in on here is challenging our limiting beliefs.
Ah, the ones that hold us back.
Yeah. He argues that often our biggest roadblocks aren't out there, they're in our heads. The things we tell ourselves we can't do.
That inner critic, I'm not smart enough, I'll never manage that.
Right. But the empowering part is those are just thoughts. And you can change your thoughts. You have that power.
It's like cognitive restructuring, that psychological term.
Pretty much. Spot the negative thought, question it, replace it with something better, rewrite your own script.
So a daily practice could just be noticing those thoughts, catching yourself when you say, I can't.
Yeah, and consciously flipping it, I can't handle this, becomes, okay, how can I learn to handle this? Or I'm stuck, becomes, what's a possible solution here?
Ron tells that story about the guy who turned his life around just by reading positive stuff and practicing gratitude daily. It reshaped his whole mindset.
Because mindset shapes reality, doesn't it? How you see things dictates how you act. A growth mindset opens you up, makes you more resilient.
Definitely increases your capacity for success, I'd imagine.
For sure.
All right, number 5, time management. We all get the same 24 hours.
But some people just seem to get so much more done, right?
Exactly.
How?
How? Well, Ron's point is that managing time is a skill. It's not fixed. You can get better at it day by day. And it's crucial if you want to achieve big things.
And it's not just about staying busy, is it? He makes that distinction.
Oh, huge distinction. Busy versus productive.
Yeah.
You can fill your day with fluff that doesn't move the needle on your real goals.
Been there, done that.
Haven't we all? So the key is prioritization. Knowing what actually matters most and tackling that first. Working smarter.
So daily actions here, setting clear priorities each morning. Yeah, that's a big one. And actively cutting out distractions. Learning to say no sometimes.
Saying no, that can be hard.
It can, but it's vital if the request doesn't align with your priorities. Ron suggests starting the day with a plan, even scheduling breaks to stay fresh.
Avoids that where did the day go feeling.
Exactly. It puts you back in control of your most precious resource. Less stress, more accomplishment, more time for what matters.
Okay, next up, number 6, knowledge. This feels super relevant today with everything changing so fast.
Absolutely. Ron was adamant. Continuous learning isn't optional, it's essential. If you're not learning, you're falling behind.
And he links it directly to your value, right?
Yeah.
More knowledge, more capability.
The more value you offer and ultimately more rewards you receive. Makes sense.
And he really pushes self-education, says that's where the real fortune is made after school finishes.
Yeah, he quotes his mentor, Mr. Schoaf. The more you learn, the more you earn. Simple, but powerful.
It implies a mindset of lifelong learning is key.
Totally. In this age, you just have to keep updating your skills and knowledge to stay adaptable.
And the daily steps don't have to be massive, right?
Not at all. Read an industry article. Listen to a podcast like this one.
Shameless plug.
Or, spend 20 minutes on an online course. It all adds up.
And consistently doing that broadens your horizons, makes you a better problem solver.
And can open doors you didn't even know existed. Just keep feeding your mind.
Good advice. Number 7, finances. Ooh, a sensitive topic for many.
It can be. But Ron's view is actually quite empowering.
Yeah.
He basically says, your financial situation isn't luck.
It's created.
Yes, by your daily money habits. Small, consistent improvements over time make a huge difference to debt, savings, security.
He points out that lots of people know how to earn money.
But fewer know how to manage it well. And that's why they struggle, even on a good income.
But the good news is you can learn. You can improve those habits.
Absolutely. Financial literacy is key. Understanding budgeting, saving, investing. It's not just about how much comes in.
It's about how much you keep, how you use it.
Exactly. So daily actions.
Yeah.
Could be as simple as tracking your spending for a week, seeing where it actually goes.
Eye-opening usually.
Can be. Or setting up an automatic transfer to savings, even a small amount. Creating a basic budget.
He has that classic advice, doesn't he? Spend less than you earn.
And invest the rest. Simple, but requires discipline. Delayed gratification.
True. But taking control of your finances reduces so much stress.
And gives you freedom. Options, confidence. It's worth looking at that bank statement and asking, okay, where can I tighten up starting today?
Good prompt. Okay, number 8, personal development. This feels like it ties a lot of the others together.
It really does. Ron's core idea here is that life is growth. Standing still isn't really an option, it's falling behind.
So, consciously working on yourself every day isn't just nice to have.
It's essential for a fulfilling life, according to him. And it's about progress, not perfection. That takes the pressure off a bit.
It's a lifelong journey.
Definitely. And self-awareness is the starting point, right? Knowing your strengths, weaknesses, values, what makes you tick.
So you know where to focus your efforts.
Precisely. Daily actions could be journaling, reflecting, actively trying to develop a new skill, working on emotional intelligence.
And goals are important here too.
Yes, setting clear goals that align with your values and stretch you a bit.
Yeah.
It's not just about doing more, Ron says. It's about becoming more.
So taking small daily actions towards those goals, reading that chapter, practicing that habit.
Exactly. And sometimes it involves unlearning old stuff too.
Mm.
Beliefs or habits that don't serve you anymore.
That can be the hard part.
It can. But as Ron said, you attract what you become. So investing in yourself pays off in attracting better things into your life.
Powerful idea. Okay, number 9, purpose, the big why.
Yeah, this feels like the engine driving everything else.
Yeah.
Ron explains purpose is what gives your life direction and meaning.
The reason to get up, the reason to push through challenges. Yeah.
Exactly, your internal compass. And he admits finding it isn't always instant. It's often a journey of discovery, requiring reflection.
And needing constant refinement.
Yeah, and living it out daily, making sure your actions align with it.
So it connects back to values again. Are my daily choices reflecting what I truly care about?
That's the core question. So daily actions could be taking time to reflect on what's important, taking small steps towards big dreams, checking if your actions match your values.
He tells that story about the successful guy who was unhappy.
Until he found his purpose, right? Then everything clicked. It changes how you see everything.
Work becomes more meaningful, relationships deeper.
Challenges even become opportunities for growth, framed by that purpose as the anchor.
Makes sense. Okay, last one, number 10, gratefulness or gratitude.
Ah, yes. This one's powerful, though sometimes feels a bit soft. But Ron insists it's transformative.
How so?
Well, by consciously focusing on what you're thankful for, you shift your attention away from lack towards abundance.
What you focus on expands kind of thing?
Exactly. And that tends to attract more good stuff into your life. Simple daily practices help.
Like what? Just thinking I'm grateful for.
Yeah, could be that simple. Appreciating people, acknowledging small blessings,
Yeah.
even being grateful for challenges, for what they teach you.
Grateful for challenges. That's a tough one.
It is, but it reframes them, right? Focuses on the growth. It builds that abundance mindset. Research backs it up too. Gratitude boosts happiness, health.
And he uses that snowball analogy.
Yeah, the more you practice it, the more you find to be grateful for.
Yeah.
It creates this positive upward cycle.
And it leads to wanting to give back.
Often, yeah. Generosity, compassion. It flows from genuine gratitude, and it builds resilience.
How does it build resilience?
Because it doesn't mean ignoring problems. It just means you also see the good, which gives you strength to face the bad without getting totally overwhelmed.
Like that story he tells about the person using gratitude to rebuild after hardship.
Exactly. Just taking a few moments each day. What am I grateful for right now? Even tiny things. It can really shift your state.
Wow. Okay, so that's the 10. Attitude, communication, self-discipline, mindset, time management, knowledge, finances, personal development, purpose, and gratefulness.
Quite a list.
Yeah.
But the core message running through all of them seems pretty clear.
Which is?
Lasting change comes from those small, consistent daily actions, not giant leaps.
Right. Success isn't magic. It's just the natural result of applying those disciplines day after day. Failure, too, is just the result of small errors compounded.
It brings us right back to that blank canvas idea from the start. Each day is a new chance to add positive strokes.
So the challenge for everyone listening, for us too, what's one small improvement you can make today?
Just pick one area, one tiny action.
Maybe 5 minutes of gratitude, or track one expense, read one article.
Whatever it is, just start. Because consistency is where the magic happens. Small things add up, they compound.
And keep that why, that purpose in mind. That fuels the discipline.
Definitely. Deepens the gratitude, keeps you motivated. Check in with it daily. Are my actions aligned?
It really is a journey, isn't it? Continuous improvement, day by day. The reward is becoming that better person along the way.
Well said. The commitment to daily growth is the journey.
So the final question for you listening, what one thing are you going to improve today?
Remember, success isn't just out there waiting. It's attracted by the person you become through these daily efforts.